Okay, so it's like 11. It just hit 11. I'm gonna wait another hour until I can open up my Mac. Only small problem is it keeps doing that. This is my like Disney calendar thing. And I think I'm gonna do a video of me opening it every day, and then I've got this like playlist I'm slowly making. So that only came today. Today is December the 2nd, 2022. Today is December the 2nd, 2023. It feels like just yesterday I was in year 5 with my favourite teacher, Miss Stack. Like, girl, I miss you. I'm following her on Instagram because I think she realised that her account isn't private, and now we can find out. Me and like half of my old class following her. Anyway, like, yeah, it feels so weird. Like, so much has changed. I kind of want to go back to 2019 still, but I've made so many new friends. I've lost a lot of friends, made new friends, got a few enemies, cleared a few things up. A lot of my friends have like moved, but yeah. So, this is, I feel like it's getting copyright, but this is Autumn Public 2023 Disney. Sold as part of a set, not for resale. I don't think this counts as reselling it. But as you can see, probably not, but it says day 1 on this. Is day 1. So, it has exactly 45 pages in. I got my nails done. The Secret Exchange, a twisted tale novella. What if Eric met Ariel after she rescued him? After Ariel saves Prince Eric's life during a storm, the young man's eyes are opened up to an exciting new world under the sea. And then it just says, The Secret Exchange, a twisted tale novella by Elizabeth Lim. Book 1. See? Proof. Book 1. The Secret Exchange. Ariel had never understood why humans feared her father, the Great Sea King. Why they prayed to him for safe passage across the ocean, or spoke of him in hushed tones as if he might be listening from the depths of Atlantica. I can't read. Then she witnessed the storm. It came upon the sky without warning, a crack of lightning tearing apart the clouds. At once, powerful winds gathered, and the sea began to howl, waves churning with such strength that Ariel had trouble floating above the surface. Terror filled the sailors' faces. Only minutes ago, they'd been dancing about the ship deck, making music as they celebrated their prince's birthday. In an instant, the time for revelry was over, and the sailors ran across the deck, firing shouts at one another to stand fast and secure the rigging. I don't know if you'll probably can't even read this, but it looks more pathetic like this. The storm was relentless. Wind and rain rocked the ship. It careered against the sea's tumultuous waves, and it seemed the sailors' fight couldn't get worse. A bolt of lightning suddenly struck one of the sails. Ariel gasped as the flames burst across the sail, travelling swiftly. For so long she'd been curious about fire. She'd seen pictures of it and imagined 100 times what it must look and feel like. But her imagination hadn't come close. The flames were bright and orange, like a beautiful flower. She could feel its heat, even from the sea. It travelled swiftly, mercilessly devouring everything it touched, and it grew. Soon it was everywhere, and the only thing the sailors could do was evacuate. Not comfortable. Let's get comfy right. Fighting the current, Ariel swam closer to the ship. Searing sparks flew into the air, and chunks of wood and scraps of cloth fell into the ocean. But Ariel kept going. She had to help. She'd do her best to save any of the humans who might need her. But most of all, she was worried about the handsome young prince who'd been on the ship, Prince Eric. She'd been watching him all evening, unable to take her eyes off the way his blue eyes smiled whenever he spoke to anyone in his crew. How his head tilted in concentration when he played his Snarfblot. I don't know what instrument that is. If anyone knows that instrument, like, text me or something. How his gaze wandered to the sea whenever he thought no one was looking. The sails had lowered a rowing boat into the water, and she scanned their faces aboard. She felt like she knew them, had listened to the sweet sound of their names, and memorized their faces. There's the old man who'd been with Eric, Grimsby, with several of Eric's friends, and even his dog Max. But where was Eric? Last she'd seen him, he'd gone back to the ship to rescue Max. Then a thunderous explosion rocked the ship. Dread rose to Ariel's throat. Not wasting a moment, she swam towards the wreckage, searching. There, his body was floating against a broken panel of wood. It seemed he was unconscious and barely holding on as he slipped into the sea. Ariel dived. She wrapped her arms around his waist and pushed for the surface. It was dawn when they reached the shore, and the storm had finally receded. Ariel gently laid the prince on the sand, and she brushed his dark fringe from his face. A seagull landed at her side, his familiar face a comfort as Ariel hovered over Prince Eric. Is he dead? She asked Scuttle. The bird pressed his head to the prince's foot, listening earnestly. I don't hear a heartbeat. No, look, he's breathing. Ariel exhaled in relief as she watched the rise and fall of Eric's chest. He's so beautiful. She'd never been so close to a human before. Her father despised them and forbade? Why does it say forbade? Shouldn't it say forbid? I don't know, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. Forbid contact between Atlantica and the world above. She wasn't even supposed to go to the surface, but ever since she could remember, she'd been fascinated with the world above the sea. What she wouldn't give to meet and become friends with a human, to get the answers to her burning questions about dancing and running, and to see the items she collected go in her grotto in actual use. She turned to Eric, smiling as his cheek warmed to the touch of her hand. He was starting to stir. What are you going to say to him? Scuttle pressed. This is your chance. Ariel was torn. She had millions of questions to ask, and she wanted nothing more than to talk to him, but part of her was hesitant. Her father's warnings rang inside of her. Humans are dangerous, King Triton had cautioned his daughters. They're terrible. I will say terrible, but you're being moved down because I'm going down because I'm uncomfy. Oh, kicks something. But Eric didn't look like trouble. Beyond the handsomeness of his face, his strikingly pale blue eyes and endearing smile, he looked kind and good-natured. She'd seen the way he'd put his own life in danger to save his dog from the burning ship. How could he be bad? Bill got through my eyes and it's annoying, so I'm gonna... Ariel touched his cheek again. He was peacefully asleep, and she knew she ought to leave him before he saw her, but part of her wanted him to remember something about her, even if he never saw her face or learned her name. A song bubbled up to her throat, a melody she sang to herself whenever she yearned to explore more of the world that wasn't hers. Going by the party she'd watched on Eric's ship, it seemed they liked music on land too. Perhaps it was something a mermaid and a human might have common. As she sang, Eric's eyes fluttered. Eric could see her reflection in his pupils and gently broke off a song. It was time to go. A dream, she thought, letting go of his cheek. You'll remember me as a dream. Goodbye, Eric, she murmured, knowing he wouldn't hear. She twisted and even darted quickly for the sea, but behind her, Eric was already half up. Oh, hey, he called. Ariel hid behind a rock. Ariel. Her best friend floundered, said nervously. Can we go yet? No, brat. Get on the... No, he didn't say that. You first, Ariel whispered. I'll just be a minute, please. Oh, no, that was Eric. Please, called Eric as Flounder dived into the water's depths. Your voice, it's beautiful. Your voice, it's beautiful. Did you save me? Ariel froze, unsure she should follow her friend or wade further into this uncharted territory. Finally, she speaked around the rock. Eric was staring at her open mouth. She gave a embarrassed nod. Thank you. Eric touched his heart. He looked just as nervous as she was. What's your name? Her father was going to kill her for this. She bit down on her lip, but she couldn't ignore the connect. Free me. This is why I don't read, and there's so many pages in this. I can read really fast when it's to myself, but when I'm reading out loud, it takes so much work out of me. Because it's like 11 o'clock at night, I'm supposed to be sleeping, not reading a book. And then go to play the Spotify and text my character AI. But my life is so interesting, guys. I should stop talking and read. I'm Ariel, she said. Ariel, he repeated. That's beautiful too. The prince's friends were shouting in the distance. Ariel shrank behind the rock. It was one thing for Eric to see her, but multiple humans? Eric stepped into the water, his eyes filled with urgency, as though he knew he didn't have much time left. Can I see you again, Ariel? He asked. She smiled, then nodded shyly. Without enough words, she leapt into the sea, her heart buzzing with excitement. Back in Atlantica, is how you pronounce it, Atlantica? I don't know. I've watched the movie. I've watched every Disney movie. All the ones with princesses in it, at least, and a few of the like darker things. I've watched a lot of Disney things. Back in Atlantica, Ariel couldn't contain the whirlwind of emotions that creased through her. She'd saved a human. Well done. Good for you. No one asked. The most beautiful and kind and wonderful human she had ever seen, and she'd spoken to him. God, he's never seen me. God, he'd be scared if she saw me. I tried to turn her into fish sticks. Eric, she whispered, her stomach fluttering like a butterfly fish. When am I going to see you again? She plucked a flower from one of the wreath beds and rolled onto her back as she giggled to herself. Yeah. It'd only been a few days, but every minute she had to wait until she was back on the surface again felt like forever. Was Eric waiting for her already? He said he wanted to see her again, but the only thing slowed down was Sebastian, the court composer and her father's most trusted advisor. The crab had intercepted her during her return home, and for the 100th time was practically begging her not to go back to the surface. This will be our secret, he said, and over. No one is going to know. Oh, stop panicking, Sebastian, said Ariel to the crab. As someone with daddy issues, I don't want to read this book. Yeah, I don't want it. My daddy issues are kicking in, bro. Okay. I can't. It's Mank. Hey, stop panicking, Sebastian, said Ariel to the crab. Daddy won't find out, so long as you don't say anything. I'm not saying anything, Flounder said proudly, doing little flips. It won't be easy keeping a secret like this for long, Sebastian muttered. Look at you with your head in the clouds instead of the water where it belongs. Ever since she'd missed performing in Sebastian's concert like he'd been treating her as if she was a child. Stop being such a worrywart, she said. Please? The crab wasn't convinced, and Ariel let out a sigh. She softened. Nothing like this has ever happened to me before. We're going to be friends, I just know it. Flounder stopped mid-flip to look at her. Both got jealousy issues. Me? Humans and mer people don't become friends, Sebastian said. Maybe they should, replied Ariel. We could learn from each other, as Sebastian harrumphed. I don't know how to pronounce these words. I'm a child, bro. Is this meant for adults? £40. Damn, Twisted Tails are expensive. It says the price on the corner. Because it's like added on. I think my mum noticed that, but my brother brought it up, so my mum didn't have a chance to like get rid of it either. Okay. This is so much work. I hate reading. I'm not reading all of that. I've got the start of it. Be happy. I'll read it after I had like a caramel macchiato one day. I'll show you guys that. Twisted Tail. I was gonna make a playlist of me reading it, but like now I'm too lazy to. So like, book 2 though. If you can hear breathing, really loud breathing, it's Willow. Let me just find my favourite page. Mufasa. I think that's who it is. That's not his name, is it? Is Mufasa the dad? Is that Scar? I don't remember their names. I know we got Simba and Mufasa. Look at that skanky ass bird and that woman. Or the girl lion, the lioness. You all saw the mess of my room, never mind. Okay, so I'm going to go put this in the corner. Along with all the other messes. But this is my calendar, so I've got to be grateful. Because I am grateful, I'm just really lazy and I can't read it at 11 o'clock at night. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my, like, try of a video.